Dave, big day for Bradman Best yesterday. He was shaping off with Adam Elliott. He was tweeting with Jarome Luai about the West Tigers, but he's also set to reject an offer of his own from the West Tigers.
Hey, good morning, Missile. Good morning, Vossy. Yeah, that's exactly right. He's starting to show he's a little bit of his character, Bradman Best. He was quite busy yesterday. And this is significant news, guys, for the Newcastle Knights. And you're right, Missile, because the West Tigers have been coming hard for Bradman. And, guys, I've got to admit, it's almost got to the point where financially the Tigers were starting to make a call on where they go investment-wise, Bradman Best or Jarome Luai. I'll get to Luai in a minute. But Bradman Best, I expect him to re-sign with the Newcastle Knights on a deal in and around $700,000. The West Tigers were prepared to go to around $800,000 a season for Bradman Best. It's a significant salary increase for Bradman on the back of what was a stunning back end of the season last season for the Newcastle Knights, highlighted by his State of Origin selection. But the recruitment of Bradman Best and re-signing by the Knights is significant, obviously, for Adam O'Brien, but also the Knights. He's hot property, guys, and at his best, dare I say, nice, no pun intended, he can be one of the most dominant centres in the game.
Look in your crystal ball, James and David. State of Origin. What if they're all fit? Mitchell, Trebojevic,
yeah.
Tedesco. Who are the centres? Who's fullback? Who are Stags? Who are fullback centres for New South Wales?
Oh, look, I go there tried and tested Trebojevic and Mitchell in the centres if they're available. That's your go-to.
So Best misses out after his Game 3 debut this year?
Yeah.
All right. David, you on that same page?
Bossy, I think Best will have to bide his time. If it all comes down to the fitness levels, doesn't it, of Turbo. Latrell, he's proven he can play a number of positions for the Blues, and I think that's significant. And then Tedesco, I think we'll get round to next series the discussion point in and around how long Teddy's got left in the Origin arena. But ultimately, guys, it'll come down to the new coach. The new coach, Michael Maguire. I mean, he might have a different opinion. He might have a different view than what we've seen over the past few series under Brad Fittler. The key, guys, just on the Knights, just really quickly on the Knights, it's a key re-signing Bradman Best when it does eventuate. They do have a number of key players still off contract, and that includes Dane Gagai. And when I say this, off contract at the end of next season. So all these players are free to negotiate. They've got 11 players currently free to negotiate with rival clubs, and it does include Jacob Safidi, Dane Gagai, Tyson Gamble, Brodie Jones, who's starting to come together as a footballer, Matt Croker, and Bradman Best. So they've got a bit of work to do, the Newcastle Knights. So the chunk of salary cap that Best takes, I'm interested to see how much impact it does have on the retention of the rest of those players, particularly Jacob Safidi. Front rowers, the current market, guys, a lot of footy clubs are chasing leading front rowers, and Jacob Safidi's name just keeps popping up around the game, so I'm keeping an eye on that one.
Also, staying on the West Tigers, so Charlie Staines has re-signed, and there was the Jarome Luai, Bradman Best social media story yesterday. They're both with the same management. Is that still on the table?
Yeah, absolutely, Missile. It's on the table. And to the point where, look, if I'm a West Tigers fan, I wouldn't be saying you're about to get a great present a huge present under the Christmas tree in the shape of Jarome Luai just yet. However, I think there's an increasing chance. I really do. I think Benji Marshall, in his ability to woo and basically sell the dream to Jarome Luai at a recent house visit at Benji Marshall, where Jarome came over to Benji's place. I think it's starting to gain traction, and the likes of Api Coruscant. Let's not forget Api Coruscant's relationship at the West Tigers and with Jarome Luai at Penrith. Charlie Staines, a former Panther, has just re-signed. I think this will pick up and gain traction, guys, over the next 48, 72 hours. I really do. I think we're going to get an indication. The West Tigers board, they have a board meeting this week, and it'll give us a really good indication on how much they're willing to go all in for Jarome Luai. And as I said, I think there's an increasing confidence at the West Tigers.
Apologies if you mentioned this earlier in the week, Dave, but has the Justin Olam deal been signed off on? Is that done, or is that still in the works?
No, Miss Olam, it hasn't been done. It's still
Not
in
done,
the works.
okay.
It's basically it's down to Justin Olam. It's been left with him. Benji Marshall went to Melbourne, spoke to Justin, and it is related to a player swap there. But it's down to Justin Olam. No decision has been made just as yet. Sean Bloor is the player I'm referencing as far as the potential swap from the West Tigers to the Storm. But no deal as yet.
All right, now James Magnussen included. Bulldogs fans, listen up. You've been saying to us for a little while, Connor Tracy, where the Dragons thought they were the first cab off the rank, that doesn't seem to be the case now. Enter the blue and white Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mentioned this yesterday, didn't I, Vossy, as far as just a little bit of a whisper starting to gain traction around the Bulldogs and Connor Tracy. Well, I was able to firm that up yesterday, and it's absolutely definitive. I expect Connor Tracy to be at the Bulldogs. I think that release will go through from the Cronulla Sharks. It'll be in the shape of a 3-year deal at the Bulldogs beginning from 2024. So 24, 25, 26 for Connor Tracy. He was only contracted until the end of 24 at Cronulla. And Connor has a genuine ambition to play fullback, and it just can't be guaranteed at Cronulla with Will Kennedy there. I suspect Cronulla will attempt to gain something out of this as well, guys, by pulling a Bulldogs player out. I don't necessarily know if it will be an NRL proven player, whether the Sharks have identified anyone in the NRL squad or more of a talented, highly talented youngster coming through the Bulldogs grades that they may target. So that remains to be seen, but certainly the Sharks want something out of it. And as I said, I suspect Connor Tracy will be at the Bulldogs in 2024.
It's weird the way things work, isn't it? I would say Jake Averillo, Connor Tracy, similar. Jake Averillo's the local junior. Bulldogs lose him. I'd be interested at the end of the day what the money difference is between what it would have cost the Bulldogs to keep the local junior as opposed to signing the bloke from Cronulla.
Well, Averillo, they were talking 500,000-600,000 the offer from the Dolphins, so I'd say he'd be quite a bit more than Connor Tracy. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah. He is. He's more significant salary investment than what Connor Tracy is. For me, I do have reservations over this signing on the basis that I really do like what the Dogs have done in the off-season as far as their recruitment is concerned. They've got a number of options and key depth now across the park. But that's what Connor Tracy is. He is a utility-style player. Yeah. And I believe they've already bought those players. Kurt Mann's a great example. Very similar. And Connor Tracy is a terrific footy player, but guaranteeing where he plays, could be the issue. Look, a lot of general managers of football just believe sign the player and worry about the position later, and maybe that's the case with Connor Tracy.
All right, David, you're on a great run at the moment. That's 3 days straight, and you're going to back up the next couple because Michael Carianis is over there in Hawaii with the grass skirt and all the rest. So you're with us all 5 days, giving us the good oil. Can you please give us the green light to go well?
Absolutely. Thank you, boys. Go well.
There you have it on this Wednesday morning. David Riccio from The Telegraph. So Tigers, Bulldogs, Knights, and to a lesser degree, Dragons, all in the news. Breakfast with Vossy and the Missile. Keep the text coming. 0457736736. Stu says, why the Dragons? Why do they keep missing out on players? Not quite happening at the moment.
It's a bit concerning.
And Pedro's asking a question, can I nude up in the next door neighbour's pool? When they're talking about pools, and if you have a good relationship with them, can you jump into their pool?
Yeah, I guess so. Depends on the relationship, doesn't it?
Yeah, you have opened up a Pandora's box here. 22 after 7. Breakfast with Vossy and the Missile.